compare and contrast the Seattle Mariners and the Kansas City Royals because one team is adding while the other, unfortunately, subtracting a big piece for the time being. Big news from the Royals is they placed their all-star catcher and the heart and soul of that team, Salvador Perez, on the 10-day DL with an injury to his chest. Word is he could miss up to 4 weeks. Not good for the stretch run. Meanwhile, the Seattle Mariners, who are trying to catch the Royals for that final wild card spot, traded for Oakland All-Star first baseman Yonder Alonso. Add some more meat to the middle of that order as Alonso has the 22 jacks this season and a near 900 OPS. Ray, which do you think will have a bigger impact on this AL wildcard race? The subtraction of Sal Perez for 2, 3, 4 weeks, or the addition of Yonder Alonso to the Seattle lineup for the stretch run?
Well, I think if you're the Royals, obviously you're hoping on the lower end of that,
right?
Closer to that 10-game DL and that 2-week time frame. 4 weeks is really getting dangerous, especially now that you're in August. I think Alonso's addition, though, to Seattle is ultimately going to prove to be the difference maker for the Mariners. Here's a player that stays in the division, so he plays in a division that he's comfortable in playing in. And much like you, Darvish, going to the Dodgers, now he has something to play for. He has something to go out every day for and try to achieve, and being part of what they're trying to do and chase down a playoff spot out there in Seattle. They've got some work to do for sure, but they're definitely in the conversation. And it's certainly going to hurt the Royals. I mean, the catching position is similar to a quarterback in a football team. I mean, they're not only do they handle the pitchers, they really line up the infield. They often line up the outfield. A lot of times they're the voice in the dugout. They're the offensive leader as well to try to get guys going. So I think that Perez's absence with Kansas City is going to be huge. But, again, hopefully it's more closer to the 2-week time frame as opposed to the 4-week, because now you're really getting into where missing your starting catcher and a part of your offense and the heart and soul of a team running a pitching staff, that's going to be difficult to overcome.
Yeah, I think Perez is the best catcher in Major League Baseball. I think when you consider the offense, he has 20-plus homers this season. He's a Gold Glove caliber defender. I think he's taken that mantle from Yadier Molina as the top defensive catcher in the game. Losing him, oh, that's a huge blow for the Kansas City Royals. That's a guy who was a huge piece to that core that went to a World Series, won a World Series the last couple of years. And I hope, just as a fan of his game, that it is closer to the 10-day ailment than something that stretches 4 weeks.
And we have seen teams, though, survive without their stars.
Sure.
We've seen Mike Trout gone an extended period. The Angels hung in there. We've seen Dallas Keuchel out for some time. The Astros. So can the Royals, though, hang on? It really depends whether they can kind of keep it in there and stay 500 or above at this point until he gets back, and maybe they're still in it when he returns.